Hey everybody, happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. I want to go to read some of the comments and do some shout outs. I just think it's healthy for the community. Um, Henry, who I know personally, says lately your content has been very impactful for me. It could be that I'm processing it all very differently now than I would have months ago. I listen or watch your content over and over again. Thank you so much. I think that's why I built it the way I do. I think it's this repetition that has helped shift my mindset and attitude. Happy Friday. That was for I left on how your report card changes over time. Good to hear, Henry. Glad things are going well. Mario Brothers, thank you very much for your time. I love your videos, and yes, I put them into practice with a little Android emoticon or whatever you call those things. 100%. I'm making money. Yes. Watching your videos was the last piece I needed. Thank you very much. That was also on how you can build your confidence around your trading. So I'm going to heart that one. TJ1247, wow, man, your voice resonates with me. You know what you're talking about. Well, I better. After 35 years, if I'm talking smack, something's rotten in the state of Denmark. I don't know why this smaller channel got recommended to me, but I'm glad you did. Would love to have a chat with you. Feels like we're cut from the same cloth. Everything you said was absolutely spot on here. And this was a comment on how you can build your confidence around your trading. Thanks so much. I mean, smaller channels, you must be thinking about subscribers or stuff. This is like vanity metrics. And two, I'm an acquired taste. I always kind of have been. So I don't envision this channel getting, because I don't do interviews either, which is kind of like a strategy to hijack the person you're interviewing's audience, right? It's just me doing monologues. So it's a unique kind of a niche. I don't really do chats with folks only because it ends up me giving them free advice, which I'm happy to do here. So you can send in your questions. But I appreciate your comments. Let's see. I don't know how to pronounce this name, but it's a comment. It says, I think it's Ramu does it. But it's all kind of one word. And it was left for how you can build your confidence around your trading. Good answer. Confidence needs time and practice to develop. Don't fall for the myth. People are born like that. I am also struggling with the lack of confidence myself in so many areas of life, not just trading. It's probably the biggest reason staying in the way of becoming more successful. And I think, first of all, thank you for your candor. I do think that is a huge part of it because, we are who we are as people. And again, we're all products of our environments. That's why I don't typically judge people or get into like looking at one piece of data and then trying to figure out what the person does or why they did what they did and come up with judgments against people because I didn't walk a mile in their shoes and I wasn't exposed, at least I don't think, to their environment growing up, right? So that environment shapes you. It shapes everything. Trading is just one small part. You might be super intense about it, but I would encourage you to have a very rich life. Go look at art. Go do other things. Make trading part of your day, but don't make it all of your day. Yeah, so there's that. Alex Addy left a comment for the ganja video that I did, Michael Martin Show, episode 16. What type of market are we in now? And Alex says, I read Autobiography of a Yogi at your recommendation and it changed my life. Any more suggestions? I've got Diamond Cutter and Extraordinary Popular Delusions on the list already. You could add, I mentioned just to give you context in life on struggle, because a lot of traders are like, man, this shit's so hard. And I get it. But compared to how other people and what they had to go through, go read about, Maya Angelou, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. Or you could go read about Rosa Parks. You could go read about Medgar Evers. There's a lot of people who had a lot more struggle, right, for basic stuff in the world. So that gives you really good context that you have the privilege to be able to trade and not have anyone get in your way, maybe except yourself, right? The second comment, because he left 2 points here. I struggle big time. I guess Alex could be Alexandra, but I think that's a woman. It's hard to see with the damn little circle thingy. I struggle big time with self-discipline. What are your thoughts on that, and how can I improve my self-discipline? I have never been disciplined before in life. Meditation has helped. Thank you for your insight. Well, thank you for leaving the comment. You know, you can practice discipline by setting like little daily goals for yourself. And it could be something as easy as, I don't know, I'm going to not have sweets except for my 1 day a week. Or I'm going to make it to the gym 3 times a week. Or I'm going to set my alarm, for, an hour earlier than I do. And I'm going to rewrite out my goals every day by hand in one of my notebooks. And I have 2, 3, 4 notebooks here. There's a bunch on the floor because my place is a disaster. If you saw what my place looked like, I got 3 6-foot by 6-foot canvases laid out. It looks like a disaster area, but you write out your goals because it does something to your brain that might help you. So I would look to try to say, how can you exhibit confidence or discipline? It was discipline in other areas of your life, because then it becomes kind of infectious and can spread through, your body, right? In other areas of your life. I think about discipline quite a bit because it's a huge part of this. I think having a good attitude, I stated 1, discipline, 2, persistence, determination. I think it really comes down to how bad do you want it, right? Because there's discipline, but then there's a 1 to 10 kind of scale. Discipline's a huge part of being successful. If you're I don't know where you're having self-discipline troubles with respect to your trading, but it might be where you're trying to do your trading or get your work done during a particular time of day. And so that would be like, if you're doing your research in the morning, try doing it the night before to see if that helps. Which leads me to think, like, maybe if you're watching or streaming content, whether it's YouTube videos or Instagram Reels or Major League Baseball, maybe you cut back on that a little bit, right? And start practicing and exercising that discipline muscle. I, of course, went to jiu-jitsu many, 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 many years ago to kind of work and continue to work on my already really strong discipline muscle, because I wanted to attack it from a different angle, give me more context, more breadth, right? There you go. Let's see, a lot of thank yous. So there's a good comment by QV36 on when do you know to quit or to pivot. And he or she says, I needed to hear this today. I took a losing day, hit my daily stop, felt angry, which also led me to revenge trade and then force it. And so, again, one thing that you can do to better understand yourself is you should expect to lose money. Doesn't mean that you want to, and it might not be your intention, but even if you're lucky enough to have 50-50 probability, right, there are going to be days where you lose. And so over, what you think about having 20 trading days, I don't think it's practical. I know some people do have a good sense of timing, but the majority of people don't have that. So I think it's, to be humble and to be frank with you, I don't think it's realistic to think that you're going to have green days every day. I think that's a good ideal, but I don't think it's practical. And so if you internalize that or try to benchmark your lack of skill with someone who probably has a little God-given ability, right, or 10 years of experience, and or they got professional training, you're comparing yourself against somebody who has a different level of access. And so your comparison might be a little bit off. It's always great to have role models for sure, but their inputs or the tools that they have, the resources that they have at their disposal could be far greater than what you have. That could mean if they work hard that they can accelerate faster and develop that skill. Doesn't mean you can't, but you're likely going to have to do it on your own. So I don't want to get into that whole thing like revenge trading, because then you're emotionally invested in the outcome of a trade. And when I put on a trade, right, there's been days where I've recorded this show and you can't tell whether I'm making or losing money. You know why? Because I just don't give a shit. When I put on the trades, I know what I'm doing. I know the outcomes are probabilistic and the chips are going to fall where they're going to fall. I know that I'm not going to let any one particular, right now, this is I'm down 0.3% on the day. Oh, well, it's the way it goes. So I would just say, don't become invested in the outcome. Invest in the process, because that's the best that you can do. Follow the process. Now, again, I'm going to shamelessly plug the course. If you don't have a process or if you're reluctant to start one, that's an emotional issue. 80% of trading is emotional and psychological. So you can keep hopping around and beating your head against the wall, or you can cut the bullshit and do the damn work and fix it. It's like there's a solution for you. And I'm not talking specifically to whoever this was, QV36. I'm saying this to everybody. I didn't have that ability. All I had to do was keep making attempts because the resources that I thought I needed didn't exist. And if they did exist, I certainly didn't find them. And it wasn't for lack of trying. But I do know that when you're revenge trading, it's because you're emotionally invested in the outcome of a particular trade or a particular setup, or you're married to the name and it's like, man, NVIDIA's going to 1,000 and I'm going to be there. Well, it very well may go there, but it might go down $50 to $75 first before it goes there. Anyway, folks, I could go on and on about this. I really appreciate everybody's, comments. There's a lot more here. Maybe I'll do some more tomorrow. Who knows? But I appreciate your comments. Please like and subscribe. If you have something that you'd like me to cover specifically, just send it in. Either email me or leave a comment, because I read all the comments myself to just make sure that I'm staying in touch with everybody and I hear the comments directly from you. I don't have an assistant who does that. And then, we can go from there. I don't need typical backstory, so I don't want any TLDR kind of things because my time is limited. But if you just put your question in, I'll be sure to see it. And if I can answer it and I have experience in that particular area, I'll be more than happy to, give you my 2 cents. All right? As always, I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, everybody, thanks for being here. Please take a minute, like and subscribe to the show. You could also leave a comment. I don't have all the answers, so it's good to get some feedback. Also, if you would like to support the show, check out the links below. You can get the free audiobook of The Inner Voice of Trading, and also information about the course that I teach with Victor Sperandio. Thanks for being here, folks. I'll see you tomorrow.